Welcome to the Should I Watch It podcast. This episode, having consumed more than 7,500 episodes of TV from more than 250 shows. That's right, if you do the maths, it's more than 6,000 hours of watching TV. Totally disgusting. Would you please welcome your host with the square eyes, Neil. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name's Neil, and welcome to another episode of the Should I Watch It podcast, the show that gives you a spoiler-free look into the best shows that you may not be watching yet, that is. In case you missed the last episode about the TV show Happy, or you haven't heard an episode before, here's how things work. Each episode, what I'm going to do is run you through a TV show you mightn't have heard of, let you know what the show's about, what my thoughts are on it, what the critics think about it, what similar shows are out there like it, and lastly, the biggest question is, should you watch it? So tonight, we're going to be looking at the TV show The Magicians. Now, this series, it follows the protagonist, Quentin Coldwater, who enrolls in Breakbills University, which is a school for magic, or magicians, I should say, and soon he discovers the magical land in his favourite childhood books is actually real, and it poses a threat to the universe. His best friend Julia, though, she gets rejected from Breakbills and has to learn magic by, let's just say, more back alley methods. So my thoughts about this show, and a lot of people will disagree with me, but I reckon the only thing I can sort of compare it to is Harry Potter, but a very, very adult version of Harry Potter. There's incredibly sensitive content in this, including violence, sexual references, drug use, and even at one point rape. Think of it as Harry Potter goes to college, but it's also got a very unpredictable storyline, characters that you can fall in love with, and characters who can break your heart. It's a show really that doesn't take itself too seriously and has multitudes of pop cultural references throughout every episode, and sometimes to the point of even breaking the fourth wall. It is a comedy overall, and it even includes musical performances. Season 3 spoiler, there is an actually fantastic musical performance, I must say. It's an action show. It features a cast who are incredibly attractive, which makes it easy on the eye to be watching, let's be realistic. And of course, it is a fantasy. So what I would say is it's like Harry Potter goes to college and then finds out that Narnia exists. And by the way, Narnia is one of my favourite books of all time, so you can imagine what that would be like. Now, critics have actually given this show pretty high reviews, I'll be honest. On Rotten Tomatoes, 73% of critics actually like it, though they give it an average rating of 6.47 out of 10. So Metacritic actually gives it 60% of critics that like it, and IMDb, which is voted by you, the general public, gives it 7.6 out of 10. And I think those ratings are pretty accurate. A lot of critics and people online criticize the main character, I'll be honest. Now, I don't. Personally, I reckon he represents a lack of self-confidence that most people can identify with. I suppose he is really the worst part in us. I mean, think about it. Why would they make characters like this if it wasn't relatable to a degree? I don't think that he's actually meant to be liked. He's no Harry Potter. He's flawed and he makes very bad decisions. Saying that though, I'll give you a critic's point of view. As an example, on IMDb, Save the Majestic Pine Weasel, yes, that's actually someone's username, says, "Let me paint a picture for you. A young man leaves the comfort of his dorm rooms, wallowing in self-pity. He's attractive, intelligent, and has the difficulties of college education cushioned by having his student finances and tuition taken care for him, and is graduating very soon with endless possibilities at his fingertips. Knowing all this, it's quite understandable that he is unhappy and crippled by depression." Notice the sarcasm there by Save the Majestic Pine Weasel. I mean, life is so hard when you have opportunities banging down your door in this economy. No one understands his burden, while no one else but Ethan Couch. Sound familiar? Well, this is Quentin Coldwater, and he's basically every unrelatable hero you've ever seen on every bad television show in history. He may be the worst friend in television history as well, but we'll get to that later. And Save the Majestic Pine Weasel goes on and writes a huge review as to why Quentin is terrible and why the show is terrible, even references that he suffers from affluenza. Again, though, my point of view makes him a little bit more relatable, and I kind of agree with the 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, that 7.5 out of 10 sort of a rating. Is there any similar shows on TV? No, not really. The only thing, as I said, is think of Harry Potter goes to college and finds out that Narnia exists. Should you watch it? I would say, personally, heck yes. Not for an in-depth look into societal issues or a storyline that's going to blow your mind, but just for the pure entertainment's sake. And it's something that will keep you coming back week after week, not knowing what's about to happen. Now, with this show, don't expect happy endings, storylines that warm your soul and tie everything off in a nice little bow. You should watch this show if you're a fan of the fantasy or magic genre, you can cope with adult content, and you want to laugh at the most ridiculous meta references, and a show that will keep you coming back week after week and counting down until the next episode with its thrilling storylines. Disclaimer, it's probably not a show for the real kiddies. As I said, it does have a lot of adult content in it. Well, that's all for today, guys. If you like this podcast, please go to iTunes right now and subscribe, and most importantly, rate us. I'd love to get your feedback on iTunes, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter for all your TV news, episode updates, and leave some feedback there. That'd be fantastic. Also, feel free to submit what show you want reviewed so that everyone else knows about it. And we'll see you again on the next episode where we're reviewing the comedy Future Man. Cheers.